Hello everyone and welcome to the HRL Forza Elantra Series regular season finale. This is going to be the last race for the regular season. We do have one more week after this. We still have the grand final coming up as well. But as far as the regular season is concerned, this will be it. So 3 motos, Triple Crown, here to close it out at Laguna Seca. And then that'll be it for the regular season. We do have some good points battles going in here too. We try to cover all that. But green flag, early laps here at Laguna Seca should be kind of dark out. I think this one's going to go from early morning to like midday-ish. So the sun should come out over the course of this race. And look at how bright the brakes are in that shot. It's one of the things I really like about this car. I feel like it wasn't that aggressive with the MX-5, but maybe I just don't remember it very well. That is definitely a possibility. I'm not sure. But I don't remember the brakes like ever being that aggressive and looking that bright with the MX-5. But anytime there's like a heavy braking zone and we have a shot from the side in this car, it always looks like really cool in the replays. So yeah, always enjoy that. You can even see it a little bit on Solange's front brakes there, going into that turn for just a moment there. But yeah, always love that shot, especially at night. Stands out a lot more too. But early on in this race, we have Clayton actually making a big run to P2. Remember, he started 6th, and he actually started on the softs. He decided to make a play call for this one, started on the softs, and goes from P6 to P2, and is honestly running like pretty well right now. It's a really good start for him, and we'll see if he can keep it up, because like so far this is probably the best that he's ran. Yeah, gaining 4 spots in the start, even on the softs, that's like pretty impressive. So good stuff so far. Detail off track there, not ideal, but luckily pretty early on, still the first lap down, so we'll have time to try to recover from that. And as you can see, lights going off because the sun is coming out, and we're already hitting that that transition period here. So yeah, track should be more visible here shortly, and it will add an interesting element to the race too, because from like one standpoint, it'll be nice to have the sun out and be able to see more of the track, but where the sun does come up is it's right in front of a super important corner with a very tricky braking zone. I'll point it out when we get to it. The sun rises like right on that corner, and for those few laps where the sun is like in that perfect position right there, it's damn near impossible to see where you're supposed to brake on that corner. So that'll be an interesting element to add into this race. I don't think that'll be a factor in the other motos for today, but in this one, it definitely will matter. And I'll try to point out the corner here in a moment, and also like when the sun gets to that point. It's not there quite yet, but this corner right here, yeah, the sun rises like right on the horizon of that corner, and you're going uphill as well, and you're just like staring directly at it, and it just completely like blocks your view, makes it super hard to see the track, and yeah, you just have to have a really good feel for the braking point there when that does happen. So that's another thing to look out for over the course of this race, because that'll definitely happen. I don't know, I'd say probably around like lap 6, 7 or so. But yeah, here we go. Matt still with a pretty good lead. He's had a really good start, really good qualifying, and he's trying to take advantage of it the best that he can. Meanwhile, Clayton trying to hold on to P2 the best that he can. Again, he does have those soft tires, but he also has 2 really aggressive drivers behind him. Solange and Luke trying to make something happen here to the inside already. And let's see if they can do it. Getting close to the corner. Here we go. Solange going to be sliding the inside, and Solange definitely going to take that position. And it looks like Roman trying to get involved here too. He's trying to take advantage of it. Luke was not able to follow Solange, so Solange going to get that spot on Clayton. Roman and Luke still trying to find a way around, but Solange unfortunately throws it away. Goes a bit too wide there and goes into the sand, and he's going to lose like 3 positions possibly. Looks like it's just going to be 2. I think oh, Roman getting really aggressive right there, but he should be able to hold off Roman. So yeah, gonna lose 2 positions, and that's really unfortunate, because Solange getting into that P2 position right there, getting in front of Clayton, staying in front of Luke, staying in front of Roman, like that would have been really nice for him. Luke gonna go for the pass here, gonna try to get into P2 himself, so he's gonna complete it. But yeah, that would have been a really huge pass for Solange's race right there if he could have gotten around him and just like stayed there, held that track position, tried to build a gap. That would have been really nice for him. So that mistake is super costly. Like even if Solange has pretty good pace, having to make those passes again is not going to make things any easier. And then obviously he's in a worse position now if he ends up making another mistake. And that's something that I think will come up in all these races. I think there'll be a lot of mistakes from every driver because Laguna Seca is a really tricky track. There's a lot of braking zones on this track that are like very inviting to like get aggressive on. But the problem is, obviously, if you get too aggressive, you're going into the sand, and the sand is super freaking slow. So yeah, there's a lot of tricky braking zones that really want you to get aggressive in them. Like it's almost like the track is like asking you to send it in these braking zones. And if you overstep that line just a little bit, there's sand everywhere. Shout out Anakin Skywalker. Oh no, Slaunch goes wide again. And he's getting very familiar with the sand this race, unfortunately. And yeah, it just goes to show like how quickly things can fall apart in racing. Because just a couple laps ago, you know, we're watching Slaunch and talking about, you know, him getting to P2 and potentially having like a really good run there. And then now here he is a couple laps later in P7, and that is obviously not what he was hoping for. Now, I do have some good news. I believe Slaunch is on the hards this race. We do have some people on different strategies. I think most drivers in this race are in the mediums, and they're probably just going to double up on the mediums. But I believe Slaunch tried out the hards. He's starting on the hards. And then, of course, we're talking earlier about how Clayton started on the softs. So a couple drivers trying some different things. Slaunch is one of those. So even though he made those mistakes, and even though he dropped super far back, he is on the hards. So his pace is going to be held back on this stint anyways, right? Like his pace is not going to be as fast as it could be anyways because of the fact that he's on those hards. So that's the good news, right? That he'll have the softs later in the race, and you know that should hopefully give him better pace, and you know hopefully he'll be able to end on a good note. Obviously, the bad news is all those mistakes costing him a ton of track position, and he's going to have to not only put in heaters with those softs, but he's going to have to try to make those passes happen again, right? So, not ideal. Not ideal. But here we are. We're getting pretty close to the midpoint of the race. You see the sun starting to come out a decent amount. I think we might be around the point where it's going to be in the view of that one corner like I was talking about. We'll see once we get there. But yeah, I think we're probably about there. And like I said, would not be surprised if we see some drivers make some mistakes there because of that sun. It's really obstructive with the view. And it's a tricky corner regardless. Like, it's a corner where we'll probably see some mistakes on the day anyways, because it's another corner that is really fast if you're aggressive and push it. But again, if you overstep it just a little bit, there's the sand waiting for you, and your run is completely screwed. Unfortunately can't tell from this perspective with that replay camera, but I believe, judging by the looks of it, yeah, I must say that it's probably affecting them in that section. Now, really close battling here. Three-way battle here. And, oh, look at that contact. That's not ideal. We're having some really good battling here between Detail, Opix, and Clayton. And there's some bad contact here in the corkscrew. Let's take a look at what happened here with the replay. And as you can see here, Clayton went a little too wide, got way offline. And then this rejoin looks really bad, but I'm going to take a look at some other angles here and break this one down, because I think this one's actually not on Clayton as bad as it looks. So obviously it's on him in the sense that he made the mistake of going wide in the first place, right? But we watch the replay here, and you see that like it looks like he's trying to slow down, and it looks like he's trying to not like rejoin like that aggressively. But what I noticed is that there's those little like yellow curbs on the inside of the corkscrew there to try to like slow you down if you cut the track a little bit. And unfortunately, you know, the downside of those is that when you get way offline, like he did, and you try to rejoin and you make contact with those, it just like sends you into the track. So you can see right there in the slow-mo, his left, I believe his like left front tire made contact with one of those like inside like yellow curbs, and it just like sent him into detail right there. So I'm going to give Clayton the benefit of the doubt on that one, because I mean, we could see it. Like, I don't think he was trying to rejoin that aggressively. I think that inside curb just absolutely destroyed him. He also missed his pit window. So he was on the softs, and we're damn near on like the medium, you know, like pit window. What was that send out of Slaunch? Speaking of missing the pit window, talk about Slaunch missing the braking zone. What was that one? I think Slaunch is probably just pissed at this point. with the different off track rally action that he's had this race, but that was a massive send. He's gonna have to pass Clayton back again after that one, unfortunately. But yeah, from bad to worse, like this race just keeps going downhill for Slaunch. At this point, it's probably just like a learning race, and he's probably like gearing up for Moto 2 and 3 because he qualified well. He has pretty good pace here. He wasn't that far off of Matt. It was about like 4 or 5 tenths, which I mean that is a pretty decent gap, but I mean Matt had a lot of the drivers in the field cleared by like over a second. So compared to that, he wasn't that far off. Like he has decent pace, and yeah, I think that this see the sun there. I think that this race is not really like representing that the best. I think he made a risky call of starting on the hards. He probably did not practice on the hards, if I had to assume, and he probably got taken off guard by how much slower you have to take things with the hards on this track compared to when you're on the softs in qualifying and you're just like full sending every corner, getting on the gas like super early. You can't do that stuff on the hards in this track. You have to be super patient actually with the hards at Laguna Seca. Like comparatively, you have to be super patient. If you get on the gas just a little bit too early, you're going off track, and I'm assuming that's what's happened to Slaunch multiple times here in this moto. So he's gonna learn from that, and yeah, he'll try to recover the best that he can the rest of this moto, but mostly just like learn from it and take what he learned from it and try to gear up for Moto 2 and 3 and recover some points there, because we do have some spicy points battles still going into this race. Most of the points battles are kind of like settled, but Slaunch and Roman are actually like really close with each other, and I believe they're battling for the final spot on the podium in the regular season standings. So that's a really important, really big points battle that both of those drivers obviously want to take. And again, they're like super close, like damn near tied, if I recall correctly, going into this night. So this particular start with Slaunch, like the position that he's in right now compared to Roman, who looks like he's on for a podium run in this race, I mean, this is not an ideal start to the night for Slaunch. So it's looking like Roman might make up some ground on him this race, and Slaunch might have to, really lock in and recover in the next 2 motos if he wants to hold on to that podium position in the regular season standings. And that would be pretty big if Roman could do it, because again, Slaunch in the MX-5s got second in the regular season standings, and by quite a bit too. Like he was pretty well clear in the MX-5s, especially at the start. He was like really strong. And this one in the Elantras, I feel like it's been kind of the opposite. Like he started really slow, but he's been coming on strong at the latter half of the season, like last few weeks or so. I feel like he's been getting a lot better. I mean, hell, he just got his first win, at Eagle Rock, and he's been getting a lot more podiums. So it's been kind of the opposite of that MX-5 season. And yeah, I mean, Roman's been really consistent too. So I could see either of them deserving that 3rd place spot in points, and to follow that throughout the night and see how it ends up when everything's said and done, because that's one of the close points battles that we have. The other one, and ironically they're close in position and close in the race, and yeah, they've been battling like damn near all race as well, is Detail and Optics. Detail and Optics are actually very close in the points as well. Super tight going into this one. Like I think there's like the same scenario damn near as like Roman and Slaunch, where they're like almost tied going into the night. So that's another one to follow. So yeah, or my bad, I'm looking at it now. Slaunch had a 2-point advantage on Roman going into the night. Opix's was a little bit higher on Detail. I believe it was like a 6-point advantage. But Detail is he missed more races than Opix. So Detail doesn't have like the mulligan advantage that Opix does. So that's the weird thing with their battle. Like their battle might be, it could be like a little bit closer than it seems, potentially with the difference in how many races that they made in the season. So yeah, it's 6 points, which is a little bit bigger than I thought, but that's still like manageable, right? That's still manageable. So Opix and Detail, 6-point gap going into the night, battling for the last top 5 position. They're battling for 5th in points, and Slaunch and Roman are battling for 3rd and 4th. So those are the 2 big points battles that need to be resolved going into this night. As far as the championship goes, Luke pretty much has that one secured at this point, and Matt has P2 secured by quite a bit at this point as well. And then Clayton and Tristan were obviously late additions to the series. They can pass Coupe and Armada just by showing up and making races. They are not going to be able to get any higher than that. There's just no way. Way too far down in points. But they can pick up a couple more positions on Coupe and Armada just by showing up. So that's all they have at stake at this point. So there you go. There's your update on, what you're watching and, like what battles to look out for. So again, the ones that are being resolved, keep an eye out for Opix versus Detail throughout the night, and keep an eye out on Slaunch versus Roman throughout the night. And speaking of Slaunch, he just hit his pit. So we mentioned earlier, again, starting on those hards. So he finally got around to pitting and, hit his late race pit to go for the softs. We'll get back to that in a second. We have a move for the lead here. Been watching this battle the last few laps between Luke and Matt. And it looks like it's been really close the last few laps. And finally, there's a slight opportunity right there. Matt went just barely off track on the exit. Just maybe caught the throttle just a little too early. Luke was able to get to the inside, and looks like he's going to make the pass here. And we'll see if Matt can fight back, but already picking up a few tenths there at the end of the lap. So we'll see if Luke can drive away or if Matt can get back in this battle, because we've had some really good battles between them throughout the season. But yeah, it looks like, again, we're going to have another one of those at Laguna Seca. It looks like they're going to be pretty competitive throughout the night. And here we go, back on board with Detail, because again, Detail and Opix, Roman and Slaunch, right? Those are the ones that we're spectating. And funnily enough, Opix and Detail have been battling the entire race. I've been watching the interval, and they've been duking it out with each other damn near the entire race. So funnily enough, that's the points battle. It's between them for 5th, and they've been near each other the entire race. And I hope it continues. I hope that that's how the night goes, and I hope Slaunch and Romans ends up being pretty spicy as well. But getting back to what I was talking about before, so Slaunch is now in, let's take a look here. So Slaunch is in 6th, right? Slaunch comes out of the pits in 6th, and he's got those softs. So he's going to be running absolute heaters. He's going to be going really fast and trying to make up the gap as quickly as he can. Unfortunately, his gap to Detail was about 4 seconds, and we're on 3 laps to go. And Opix going off track. You hate to see it. That is unfortunate mistake right there, and that's going to cost him the position to Detail. We'll see if we can get that one back. But yeah, so Slaunch is going to be trying to make up that time. I'm keeping an eye on the interval. And again, just by the pure nature of the grip of the tire, the softs are about a second faster than the mediums. But that's not accounting for the actual pace of the drivers, right? How much faster is Slaunch running in terms of pure lap time? It might be quite a bit, right? Based off qualifying, unless Opix and Detail improved a ton in the race, Slaunch should have some pace on them. Well, that was a crazy run through the corkscrew to be on the hood cam right there. Slaunch should have some pace on them to add on to that as well. So not only does Slaunch have the softs, which should give him about a second a lap just by the tire compound, he also, judging by qualifying, should have more pace as well, just pure pace. So what I'm saying is, I think Slaunch should catch them for sure. I think Slaunch will definitely catch Opix. Now, whether he catches Detail or not, I think that might be relying on a mistake, potentially, or how easily he's able to pass Opix, right? If Opix makes it a really difficult pass and blocks a ton, then I think that might close the door for Slaunch to catch up to Detail. But if Opix makes it a fairly easy pass and doesn't fight it too hard, then I think Slaunch might have a chance at getting these last 2 positions. And I mean, that would, if he could do that, that would put him 1 spot behind Roman, which would minimize those losses a ton and be very, very huge for him. So this is a pretty good story to close out this race on, is following Slaunch these last 2 laps and seeing what he can do, seeing how many of these positions, if any, he can get back. Because again, every single one of these positions that he can get is going to be minimizing those losses to Roman that he should be taking this race for their points battle for the final podium spot in the regular season. So this is pretty big right here. And again, Slaunch, it looked like he was making massive gains the last lap. I think it slowed down a little bit in this current lap, but maybe towards the back half it's starting to pick up again as he's getting really close. And it looks like the leaders hit the white flag, so we're going to the last lap. Opix goes off track again, and that sucks for Opix, but on the bright side for Slaunch, That is like exactly what you want to see, right? That makes the pass a lot easier. He basically got to pass Opex for free. I mean, maybe he had to go like a little wide on that entry, but for the most part, I mean, yeah, that was about as close to a free pass as you could get. And like I was saying, like whether he could catch detail or not, I feel like that was pretty dependent on how easy that pass was. And I mean, that was not too bad with Opex going off track. So I think that Slaunch may still have a chance of catching detail. And I'm looking at the track map, and let's take a look at a replay here. What happened with, oh, look at this. Roman goes wide. Roman goes wide on the last lap, and the spice is here. So not only does Slaunch have a chance now of maybe catching detail, Roman just made a huge mistake, and he's probably going to need to make another one for Slaunch to, you know, quite be in striking distance of him. But still, just the fact that that first mistake happened, there's a chance, right? There's a chance. The door is it's open now. The door's actually open now, and there's actually a chance that that could maybe happen, that there could be an upset here late in the race. So we're back on board with Slaunch. Last half of the lap here, and he's going to have to really turn on the jets if he's going to catch up to detail and make this pass, because it's about a 2 second, or not, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong interval. It's about a 1 second gap, which isn't too bad. Slaunch has a great corner right there. Watch the interval. Look at how much he gained on that corner. He's gaining the whole way down the straightaway. Dude, he just made up like half a second just off that corner alone. Going into the corkscrew, maybe not as much time there, but still a little bit. Getting really close to detail, but there's only a couple corners remaining, and not only does he have to catch him still, he has to make the pass. How is he going to do it? He's going to have to shoot out of a cannon in this last corner. It's the only way I could see him, you know, maybe being able to do it. And here we go, going in the last corner. You know he's going to send it. It's Slaunch. He's going around the outside, trying to find a run. He's going to go for the switchback maybe. Oh, detail shuts it down and is just barely going to hold on to that P4. And there you have it. That was Laguna Seca Moto 1. Slaunch taking 5th there. Luke got the win. Matt 2nd. Roman did hold on to that 3rd. Detail 4th. Slaunch 5th. Opex 6th. Clayton 7th. And Tristan 8th. Yeah, so those were the results there. So yeah, things got pretty spicy at the end. That was fun with Slaunch on that alternate strategy. And oh yeah, here's some post-race some post-race fun that we got to have. This is one of the nice things about Laguna Seca is, you know, the cooldown lap that we do after the race, we don't really care. So we're just like full sending it for fun into the corkscrew, looking for some clips. So, you know, you'll have this this breakdown at the end of every race for this track, because it's pretty fun. It looks dumb, but it was pretty fun. Getting the full sends out at the end of the race, good time. But yeah, pretty good first race at Laguna Seca, and I really liked that setup there with Slaunch at the end on that alternate strategy. On the softs, making those big gains happen. Roman going off on the last lap. All the guys that are battling with each other in the points, like basically in a group with each other. And again, like that's good stuff. That's what we want to see in a regular season finale. Yeah, I hope that that continues throughout the night. And that we keep seeing those guys like duking it out for those last few points positions. Actually getting to do it on track, right? Because that's what's the most fun to watch. So hope you guys enjoyed it. That was Laguna Seca Moto 1. And yeah, we'll see you for Moto 2.